Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Jayfeather X213 travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things I want you to take into consideration. First off, your slide. Make sure that when you park you have enough room for your slide to come out. It's going to be all the way at the rear, quite a big one, so park accordingly. And I also want you to think about where your water and electricity hookups are. These are both going to be on your off-camp side toward the rear of the unit. Your power and your city water connect. So park accordingly so that you can better utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you've arrived, our hitchman is going to go over taking off your hitch. Then first thing you're going to do is level your unit. On the front of your unit, you have a power tongue jack with a docking light. Simply raise, lower, or raise your unit. Get your unit level. Now, should you lose power, you do have a manual override hand jack crank that'll go on top of this and bring that up and down. Speaking of power, when you arrive, you might want to check your battery terminals. Make sure that those are connected good from bouncing down the road. Keep an eye on those. Once you have your unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize our unit. On all four corners, you do have stabilizing jacks. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. So you want your unit to be level before bringing this down. 3/4 inch socket, hand crank them down, or you can put a drill gun or impact driver with a socket on the end and run these down in a matter of seconds. If you do, I recommend that when you get to the bottom, you run down nice and slow. I also recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop, to help keep them from sinking. Again, run these down just until they're taut, only to stabilize your unit, not to level it. Once you have all four of them down, go around and make sure you haven't lifted any of the other ones up. Once you have all four of these down, unit's level, unit's stable, next thing we're going to do is hook up our water and electricity. Coming over to your off-camp side, all the way to the rear of the unit, is going to be your 30 amp power cord. The way these new power cords go on is they go in and then twist. Once they're twisted, put on your black washer to lock it on. Now you have 30 amp service. Should you need to plug into 110, you do have a 30 to 110 adapter that comes in your convenience pack. Once you have your power hooked up, next thing we're going to do is hook up our water. If you're at a campsite, hook it up to City Water Connect. First thing you want to do is hook up your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. We're going to go around to the campsite to your hot water heater. All we're going to do at this point is make sure our rod and drain plug are back in. You may have removed this last time you were camping, draining your hot water heater. So put that in, nice and taut. I believe that's an 1.1/8" socket. Once that's in, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now, if your hose has ran for a little while, you're going to come up here to this pressure release valve. You're going to pull on that and bleed the air out of the lines, and eventually a steady flow of water will come out of here. Once that water comes out of there, you know your hot water heater is full and you can light it from indoors. Now I do want to note, you do have it on and off switch down here for electrical element. You only want to use that, turn it on here when using 110. Everywhere else, any other power, you turn it on from inside. Now should you be camping and you don't have a city water connect, you can use potable water. Now that tank is also on your campsite. Simply fill up your potable water tank. Again, bleed your lines in your hot water heater. Again, you can turn it on from indoors, electric or gas, whatever you're running off. However, when using potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Only turn on your water pump when using potable water, not when using city water. That water is already pressurized. Now we've got our water and electricity hooked up. I'm going to walk you around the unit, show you a few other things. Cover back on your hot water heater. So we're on our campsite now. We have our hot water heater. You have your grill, which the grill slides right onto here, and this slides onto this lip, and your quick connect LP right there. Beside your grill again is your potable water tank. This is a vent for your microwave, your outdoor speakers. Here's where your cable TV and 110s, in case you want to put a TV out here. Here's a little underneath light for your steps. Come around to the front of your unit. Storage with all your hitching work. There's also a battery disconnect down here. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. And then these are your docking lights for the front of the unit, right here. On the front, there's your cover for your propane. Speaking of propane, your propane has a regulator. Simply point the nozzle toward the tank that you wish to be using. Lefty-loosey opens it up. Solar on the side. Should you decide to get a solar panel, plug it in right there. That'll trickle charge your batteries while you're out camping. Come to your off campsite. You have a door here because your bunk here will lift up against the wall and give you all this storage area. It'll strap in or be your bunk area. You have an outdoor shower. This is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. And here's your black and gray holding tanks. Same thing, we'll talk about that. You do have a low point drain here. That's where you drain your water when you're leaving the campsite. This is a furnace heat release. If you're running your furnace, you clear this, it'll get rather warm. Here's where you'll hook your cable up at the campsite. City water connect. And another low point drain. And your power. On the back of your unit, you do have your big slide. One thing I want to mention on your slide is these wipers. These are called wipers. You want them to stay flexible. They do have what's called wiper fluid in our store to keep these from dry rotting or going bad on you. Apply some of that on there. Remember, anything I mentioned out of our store, you do have a 10% off coupon you can use. There's your spare tire with a cover. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. So coming up your stairs, close the door behind me. First thing I want you to take note of is where your fire extinguisher is. Let everyone that's camping with you know that your fire extinguisher is by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Up to the right of that is your 110 with GFCI reset. Then all the way up top is your control panel. Here's where you check your levels, your new battery, your empty tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater if you're hooked up to electric. Here's where you turn it on if you're hooked up to just gas. There's where you turn on the water pump if you're using potable water. Awning light, living room light, and your slide out extent. And your awning extender. On your awning, remember, you only want to run that out until your flap falls down to about 90 degrees. And you know you've ran it out far enough. We've already ran the slide out. What I want you to take note of is how I have everything laying down. You take the table, Make that area into a bed. And same thing on your sofa. You're going to fold that down to a bed so your slide can come straight in. Coming back over here to your sink area. Oh, you do have your IRV technology sound system. Dual zone. You can play your music indoors, outdoors, or both. Rather loud. Bluetooth, AM, FM, auxiliary, USB ports. Cool sound system. Touch LED lighting throughout. Let's come to your stove. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. You have electric light, so turn it to spark. Turn on your spark, and then there's your flame. Shut that back off. You do have a panel light as well. Another 110, a couple USB ports. Show you how your sofa folds up here real quick. It's just a jackknife. Just lift up from the back, push the bottom forward. You do have storage underneath there as well. That's how quickly you turn that into a sofa. And then I'll show you how to turn this into a dinette set. Hopefully my camera will stay here. So your inner cushions which go on your table, go on the back, pull your legs to the side, lift your table off the lip, set your two poles in. Bring the camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. Just going to set our poles in, and then the tops are just going to slide in there. Make sure when putting your table on that you have the straight edge toward the back. That's how it fits. And just like that, you have a dinette. Coming forward here, there's your furnace heat. A couple USB ports. Come up here to your bed area. You do have a couple one-touch lightings up underneath there. Coming back out. Your fridge. Let's go below your fridge real quick. Talk about this black panel. This is an access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you've got mostly 15s, a 30 and a 40 in there. I highly recommend you grab a handful of those from our store and have them with you when you go camping. Below that is your 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt is because if you're not plugged in where anything's charging your batteries, this will run your batteries down because it's always running off your batteries, not the power. So if you're going to be gone for the day, I recommend turning off your battery disconnect. Battery disconnect will shut off all the battery power to the unit and keep this from running your battery down. Furnace release. Your Furrion fridge. All electric now. Up here's your AC unit. Might want to keep this on here. This is a sticker for prep techs if you ever decide to get the wire for solar system for this and hook a solar panel up. This is where everything would hook up at. Below that is your thermostat. Simply set it at the desired temperature. This panel here is access to the back of your fridge or shower. Speaking of showers, coming into the bathroom, up top. If you're lighting and a fan, you have to hand crank to open this for your exhaust fan. Plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on your plumbing underneath your sink and behind your toilet. Just like you would at home. Keep everything maintained. And then you have your bunk area. On your top bunk, next to your lighting, you have a 110 and USB ports. As I said before, this bottom area will fold up. There's a strap here to grab and strap it in. It's a great place to store your grill in that black bag when you're done. Smoke alarm in the ceiling here. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's go outside and act like we're leaving the campsite. First thing we're going to do is we're going to lay our sofa back down and lay our bed back down in order to bring that slide in. Leave it open for you right now. It's still being prepped for this afternoon when you pick it up. Coming outside. Bring up all of your stabilizing jacks. Have your stabilizing jacks picked up, you can put away your grill. Slide will be closed. Unhook our power, unhook our water. Pull that low point drain. Open that up. Come up here. Open up this low point drain. It's all clean waters. You can even do that at the campsite. It's got our low point drains. We're going to head up to the dump station. Oh, you do have one more drain. You're going to go around to your hot water heater. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. You're going to bleed the lines. Open up your hot water heater. Go ahead and bleed the lines again, and then pull your hot water drain. Pull your hot water and drain that out. Now we've got all our fresh waters drained. We're going to head up to the dump station. Once we're at the dump station, you're going to hook your sewage hose up. It's coming to your convenience pack. We do have bigger, stronger, longer, nicer ones in our store if you want to use your coupon for one of those. But the one in a convenience pack will suffice. Hook it up, pull our black handle. After our black handle has been pulled and it sounds like it's no longer draining, we're going to go ahead and come to your black tank flush. Again with your water pressure regulator. Hook it up, hook the hose up at the dump station, and run this for about 5 minutes. Don't be in a hurry, let it wash out your black tank really good. That's going to send a spray around your black tank. Remember to leave your black tank handle open. Once that's ran for about 5 minutes, washed out your tank really good, you go to shut your water off, unhook your water, let it finish draining, and close your black tank. Then you're going to open up your gray handle. Gray handle is going to be your cleaner waters, your showers, your sinks. It's going to wash your sewage hose out for you. Unhook your sewage hose. Come to the back of your unit. Squeeze and open up your bumper and store your sewage hose in there. It's a nice, convenient, sanitary place to keep it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this trailer for many years to come. Thank you again for choosing TradeWinds, and happy camping.